freedom. It's the feeling our extraordinary dogs give students when they hold that harness for the first time. I'm standing on Freedom Walk, a symbol of our mission and the supporters who helped guide us to where we are today. Our school has grown tremendously since opening in 1982, but we never forget our roots. Join me on a walk down memory lane with some amazing people who helped us come this far.
I've been with Southeastern Guide Dogs for 34 years. Last April Fool's Day. But I always say I wasn't a fool though, because I really came to a good place. I was in law enforcement for many years, and then I left law enforcement and came here. I was about the 6th trainer that came here. Yeah, I've seen a lot of growth here. Most of our dogs, when I first started, were donated dogs. We started with using the Labrador Retriever. We had German Shepherds, we had Collies, we had Australian Shepherds, we had the Hungarian Vizslas. At one time we had a boxer. Eventually our breeding department, it began to grow, and we began to have more of a group of breeding dogs. We crossed the Labrador Retriever and we crossed the Golden Retriever. And when we did that, we got a little bit of a blend of dog that we really enjoyed. It was a little bit more sensitive dog. The original building on this property was a residence, and it was located in the vicinity of where I'm standing here. That residence at that time was occupied by a trainer and his wife.
When we drove down here, it was getting kind of dark out, and it was a dirt road, and we see this house in the distance, and it was like, oh, this gotta be it.
And there's nothing, cow pastures over there, and just like all
Orange
grown up.
trees,
Orange
yeah,
trees.
and that was it.
There was a fence line on our part of the property there, and the cows would, overnight, they would jump over the fence. We had to sometimes tie our dogs up to a tree and run all the cows back into the pasture, back through the hole in the fence.
Okay, mister. I know, you love your harness, don't you?
I never met a blind person until I became one. When I was 17, I was in a bad automobile accident and learned to wear my seatbelt the hard way, and I lost my vision as a result of it. I went to Southeastern Guide Dog School for the first time in August of 1992. It was before technology. The school was much smaller, and one girl in my class, she played the guitar. I remember us sitting out on the porch at night, and she would sit there and play the guitar and sing, and we would just listen to her. And it was so beautiful because all you could hear was her singing, and then in the distance, far away, the sound of the traffic on Interstate 75. It felt a lot like camp. It really did, and it felt like family. That's what I loved about Southeastern, and I still love it.
When the school first started, the trainers sort of did all of the work that was needed to be done. We had a very small budget at the time, and everybody did something. Usually on Thursdays and Fridays, the trainers would not train dogs. They would go ahead and clean the kennels and then go out. We would mow the lawns or do the maintenance on the property or plant trees. We planted some of these trees before the sidewalk was even here. When we planted them, they were no taller than I am. When I first came here, the wildlife was just abundant. I remember standing at the kennels and looking up and seeing eagles up over the top of me and hearing them also. On Friday or Saturdays, we would go out and do the marketing type work and fundraising. We'd go to the malls and talk to people, and people would come up and we'd let them look at the dog. And over the years, we've really gained a lot of volunteers that way.
I've been a volunteer here at Southeastern Guide Dogs since 1999, so it's been 22 years. When I retired, I got a call from the person who was CEO at the time, and he said, we would like to expand our gift shop. And I said, that sounds like something I'd love to do. And that's how I started.
I saw a news program on TV And in the news broadcast, they mentioned Southeastern guide dogs and the fact that they needed puppy raisers. When Carl came home, I told him we're going to raise a Southeastern guide dog puppy. He didn't know what he was getting into.
She wanted to raise 20 dogs. Jocelyn wanted to raise 20 dogs. So pretty soon we'll be there.
Again.
For a third time.
We would have these gigantic barbecues here on the property. It would be thousands of people that would come here to the school.
And all the puppy raisers that could come would be here. It was like a big family reunion.
I was involved with the walkathons from the very first ones that we've had here at Southeastern Guide Dogs. In the morning, the folks began to walk, and we came back and we had a band playing, we had food and music and camaraderie.
Everybody just kind of took part.
That's one of the reasons why we stayed with Southeastern, is we saw where the money went. It was so neat to come down and see improvements every year.
When I first came here, I really didn't have the envision of owning all of this property, our school owning all of this property. I just thought it was a small guide dog school.
The size has changed, but what I love about Southeastern is the quality has not changed. It's just expanded.
The thing I like best about volunteering for Southeastern Guide Dog is the word purpose comes forward every time. It gives my life a purpose.
Is it really volunteering if you're just doing something that you love doing?
What has kept me here all of these years, it's really a rewarding job to be able to see someone that hasn't been able to get around and be mobile in their life, and then all of a sudden you see somebody that's very happy and can do things that they've never been able to do before. And that in itself is really just a great reward.
Often our students will tell you that their guide dog is a four-legged version of themselves. And that's certainly true of the canines you're about to meet. One is funny, the other fashionable, but they're both extremely good at their jobs.
Harness on? Martin has the biggest personality I've ever seen in a dog. You ready to work? Yeah. In harness, he is very disciplined, but still very friendly. Martin has given me confidence that I didn't think that I could have after vision loss. My vision loss comes from a hereditary disease called retinitis pigmentosa. I've never had a very large field of vision, so it was very normal to me to trip over things and not see things on the ground, not seeing things coming from the sides, but I didn't understand that. I thought it was normal to not be able to see at night. So we went and took a trip to the Wilmer Eye Institute at Johns Hopkins University, and Dr. Finkelstein was a specialist in retinitis pigmentosa, and he diagnosed me at 12. He said, "You're going to go blind." And my parents said, "How long?" And he said, "Between 20 and 30 years. And hearing that from him was devastating. I literally was scared to close my eyes at night because I thought I would never see again. So in 2014, when I did lose my vision, it was really humbling to think about the fact that I had never done anything in my lifetime to prepare for this.
When she started to lose her vision, it was really tough on her.
I had no idea what was out there for people who are visually impaired and blind. I had no clue that you could get all this training and be able to be so independent. I started using the cane, and the cane was fine. There was a lot of independence that it gave me back that I didn't know I could have. And I just kept thinking to myself, one day I'm gonna have a guide dog. I just didn't know how much it would change my life. I went on YouTube, and there were so many people who were on YouTube that had received guide dogs from Southeastern. And every single one of them was so positive and so uplifting and so appreciative of what Southeastern had done.
Here's their blindfold.
All right, I'm ready.
Go ahead and put that on.
When Titus went under blindfold and walked with one of the guide dogs at the school, I thought, well, if the CEO has confidence in the guide dogs, then surely I should have confidence in the guide dogs.
Good boy, Kelly. What a great job you did for me today.
Call your dog.
I will never forget the first time that I met Martin. I was really excited, but I was really, really nervous. And when he came into that room, he was so amazing and so full of life and so full of energy and has such a big tongue that he licked my entire face in one go. I tell people all the time, it was love at first lick.
The first time Martin came home, it was like he had been here all along. It was like he was part of the family right away.
Martin is the most sociable dog I think you will ever find.
He has his own personality.
We have nicknamed him a drive-by licker because he will literally lick anybody that he passes. Martin has an intuition that I've never seen in a dog before. So if Martin feels that someone is...
He definitely knows when you're talking about him. We started hanging out. All right. Okay, Martin off. Martin off. Martin off. Off. Martin off. I know, your turn's coming.
Yeah, okay, in just a few minutes, okay? In just a few minutes we'll work, okay? I promise. Okay, go see Daddy. Where's Daddy? Go find Daddy. Go find him. Go find him. So what were we saying? Martin's favorite food and treat that he gets is carrots. He absolutely adores carrots. He just thinks that that is the coolest reward he can ever get. So we very seldom buy actual dog treats. Mostly we just get carrots. Let's go find Meredith. Right. You're a good boy. Carrot. Everywhere we go, Martin lights up a room, and he brings so much joy to everybody. That was one of the reasons that Martin was such a fit for me, is because he has such a good demeanor. When I went to Southeastern in 2017, I didn't just gain a guide dog and confidence. I gained an entire family. They gave me something that I didn't think I could ever get back after vision loss. You're such a sweet boy. You're such a sweet boy. Martin has opened doors that I didn't ever think I could do by myself.
Spoiled rotten, that's what we keep saying.
I share Martin with other people because it's important to share Martin with other people. Martin needs to be with more than just me, and he loves to be able to be with other people. He brings joy to everybody he comes across.
We decided to be puppy raisers when she wanted to do it, and you can go from there.
I was working in the school district and met a gal from Southeastern. Came home and told David, I said, I found the perfect volunteer job for us to do. And he said, nope, 2 reasons. Number 1, you could never give it up. And number 2, we still have 2 dogs at home. So here we are, 22 pups later, and we're able to give one up. Still. got our first one, Lexi, in first part of August of 1995. And the rest is history.
Tahoe's personality was very special to begin with. She was just very comfortable doing anything we wanted her to do. And I can see how she made it through training the way she did, because she's a very laid back and relaxed personality, but very, very smart.
When we taught her the command harness on with her coat, it was like, oh man, this is the greatest thing in the world. If I said, let's go, she'd meet me at the door. You know, she never wanted to stay home and just play. She just had it in her from the very beginning. Such a pleasure, such a total joy to raise. Say break.
Hey.
We have two dogs that have kind of tried to push the envelope a little bit, but not Tahoe. She would curl up on our feet while the others were curled up on the sofa. You know, we've had lots of stories of toilet paper stealing, towel stealing, and eyeglasses, but not her. She was just pretty close to perfect. I think one of her constants is her love of children. And I was a teacher, and I substituted a lot in special education classes because our littlest grandson has Down syndrome, and she was perfect with him, and he's rough. But she never was anything but calm, cool, and collected when it came to being around any age, any size child.
Tahoe has a lot of personality for as tiny as she is. So she has a nickname that was given to her from her raisers, Tiny Texan, as she was raised in Texas. But I also say don't let her size fool you, because she's tiny but mighty. She's that dog that loves to be next to you. Whenever we're at a settle, she has to lay across your feet. She just wants to be touching, which provides a lot of comfort for a lot of people. But when she's running to get into the harness, she's all business, and she loves to work.
Saying goodbye is never easy. After 22 pups, I could say it's a little easier for me, not so much for her.
That's the first question anybody will ask a puppy raiser. Well, how can you ever turn them in? But that's one day out of 365, and they bring you so much joy in the 365. We just want her to be a working girl, and anything where she is a service to others would be fantastic.
Art means life to me.
Do you just feel like there is no air left to breathe?
Nothing in this world is perfect, nor is art.
Outside the grid.
When I paint, I want the person looking at my art to feel the imperfection that exists in life itself. Losing my sight did not change the way I feel about art. It gives me a venue to now think and create without looking.
I was a corrections officer before I became visually impaired. On August 28, 2008, I went to work and I was doing my security check, and as I was turning, an inmate threw a hot liquid and burnt my eyes. I didn't know I was blind until the next morning. I woke up and I fell off the bed. I went to the ER. The doctor told me I suffered corneal burnt, and I asked him, what is that? He's like, well, to be honest with you, you're gonna go blind. What's in front of me was like looking at things through wax paper. I know you are here, but I cannot describe the contour around your body or anything around you. It's like everything is just flat and blurred. After my accident, I carried a load of resentment towards anyone who was breathing. I felt like I was doing the right thing. I went to school, graduated college, then went to the academy, so I was doing things to better my life. Now here I am, working, an individual decided to throw hot liquid and change my life for the worse.
And I was thinking, you know what? Life is unfair, the world is unfair, and my sense of artistry was gone. I fell in the pit of darkness. I looked at blindness as a weakness.
It was one afternoon I was thinking about checking out. I had my service weapon, a Glock 45, and I was thinking, if I was gonna go out, I'm gonna buy me a bottle of whiskey and check out. And the governor, Patterson of New York, he was a blind individual, came on TV. I was like, wait a minute, he's gonna be the governor of New York, and he's blind.
Why would he choose him? Because of his strength, not because of his weakness. And I realized at that moment, instead of me thinking how dark life was, the best way for me to become the light is by going back to school, by educating myself on how do blind people live. Blind people can become anything they want. So therefore, who am I to limit myself? Who am I to feel angry? Who am I to go in the pit of darkness? Why don't I just learn how blind people shine?
I would describe my dad as a superhero. He is literally the most amazing person I know.
When he said he's going to get a guide dog, I was ecstatic. I was like, go do it. Dad was ecstatic from the beginning.
I went on campus and I'm like, okay, so I thought I was gonna get this dog the same day. And I'm like, no. You have to have a match day. I'm like, match day? Are we on dating right now? I was just sitting there and I heard the little paws and the nails clicking on the floor. Tick, 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 tick.
Call your dog.
Come on, Tahoe.
There you go.
Oh, man, come on. That was a magical moment. It was like love at first sight. We were like the smooth crew from the jump.
Tahoe is all about business. We are the smooth crew because we move so smoothly you don't even know we are coming.
She's just smooth.
Tahoe has given me the confidence to walk just outside.
Like a part of the Justice League, another superhero came in and now that's the partnership that they have.
Tahoe has changed my life in many ways. She has given me the strength and the power and the courage to face adversity one more time. And this won't be the last.
Before 2008, I took a lot of things for granted. Now, I'm aware of everything. The air that I breathe, the ground that I walk on, I feel it. I'm more aware now, I'm more alert being visually impaired than I've ever been. When you think life is over, life has just begun because everything is leading you to the right place if you allow it.
Let the beauty come out. Let the connection come out by itself. It will bring freedom to your life.
Freedom, that magical gift that our graduates experience with a guide dog by their side. But we couldn't do it without the support of our volunteers and donors. It's because of you that these dogs of destiny transform lives. And now, as we say goodbye, please remember that together, we're changing the world. One dog, one life at a time. Take care.
Your faith has been shaken. Maybe you're feeling alone. Even old friends somehow drifted away. Seems like you're fighting this world on your own. Now is the time to remember there are two of us facing our fate. though you've been tried by the burdens you bear, I'm here to carry the weight. You can count on me. You can count on me. Ready and willing whenever you need. I'll gladly follow or I'll take the lead. Count on me. You can count on me. Two silhouettes facing into the sun. Count on me. Love is my only agenda. Devotion is my only creed. I don't criticize and I never tell lies. And your love is all that I need. You can count on me. You can count on me. Ready and willing whenever you need. I'll gladly follow or I'll take the lead.